I haven't.
You walked past me with a drone.
I haven't got a drone up.
Where is the drone?
Pardon?
Where's the drone? Right. Listen to me, just go over a sec.
What?
Right. You've obviously got the drone up.
I haven't.
Well, you have.
No, I haven't.
Just listen to me.
No, you listen to me.
Right.
I haven't got a drone up.
Just listen to me.
What?
So what's that then?
That's some drone footage.
Right. Okay. So where's your drone?
Huh?
Where's your drone?
What's it got to do with you, buddy?
Right. Just so you know, you are committing an offence.
I'm not committing an offence at all. Am I flying at this minute?
Listen to me.
Am I flying?
Listen to me.
Go ahead.
Right.
Just to let you know, we'll contact the Civil Aviation Authority to put a temporary ban to fly.
Mate, he said I'm flying. No, I'm not.
So,
am I flying?
So where's
your drone?
What's it got to do with you guys? I'm not flying a drone.
The first officer walks up already convinced a crime has been committed. He insists the drone is still in the air, despite it sitting on the ground. Calm and composed, the auditor explains the obvious: the footage on the controller is a playback, not a live flight. But instead of admitting the mistake, the officer doubles down, clinging to the false claim. Then things escalate. A second officer steps in and announces they're contacting aviation authorities to issue a temporary flight restriction. But that statement exposes the flaw in their entire approach. If they're only now trying to create a restriction, that means none existed during the flight. And if no restriction existed, there was no violation, period. What unfolds isn't law enforcement, it's rulemaking after the fact. These officers are trying to invent a crime to justify their own confusion, targeting someone who followed every rule from the start.
Just crack on with your job.
Right. Under Article 256 of the air navigation, you are committing an offence.
Offence? Am I flying a drone at this minute?
Near the building.
Look,
Okay.
the joypad's not moving. Look at that, guys. He's just said I'm committing an offence.
They can fly themselves. It's not stupid. I own a drone myself.
You want a drone? So am I committing an offence now?
Yes, you are.
So are you arresting me then? Are you arresting me?
I'm going to take your details and someone just...
I'm not giving you the details.
I'll have to arrest you.
Go on then. Go on then.
Right, okay.
I'm not flying a drone.
In a bid to justify the arrest, the officer cites Article 256 of the Air Navigation Order, a law designed for drones flown recklessly or dangerously. But there's a glaring problem: this legislation only applies when there's a real threat to people or property. The auditor's flight posed no such risk. He was flying a DJI Mini, a sub-250G drone, entirely within legal limits, far from restricted zones or emergency services. Instead of asking simple questions or even confirming whether the drone was airborne, the officers chose confrontation over clarity. One female officer even snatched the controller from his hands, a reckless move that, if the drone had actually been in the air, could have caused a crash. The bitter irony? The only danger that day didn't come from the drone, it came from the officers themselves.
I'm not flying a drone. My drone's in my bag, you pair of muppets.
Give us the drone.
Mate, you've just am I being detained? Detained for what?
Committing an offence under the Aviation Act. Okay. I have told you that. I have asked you.
Am I being detained?
I've asked you.
Am I being detained? Am I arrested?
Yes, you are.
Right.
Okay, all you need to do is
My drone's in my bag.
I asked you. You said.
My drone is in my bag. Check my bag.
I know that. But he's made that decision. He's a grown man, and if he wants...
Mate, no, my drone's in my bag. I've told him it's in my bag. He's detaining me, arresting me for a
You
drone.
need to get your details as well, your name and address as well.
What? I was flying it before you actually told me it was an offence. Why is it an offence when I've got a... Are you arresting me? Serious?
Yes, I've just arrested you.
Will you check that bag just to make sure my drone's in there?
Once we've established safety details.
This is... Hey, do you know what? This is an unlawful...
Listen to me, alright?
Yeah.
Start shouting. Once we've ascertained your details and confirmed who you are, we can look at de-arresting you in relation to...
De-arresting me? I've not committed an offence from the start. I've got a licence and everything.
Under UK law, an arrest must be based on reasonable grounds and evidence that an offence has actually occurred, not on a hunch or vague curiosity. The auditor responded exactly as he should, calm, clear, and stating he had committed no crime and held the proper license. But none of that mattered. The officers didn't ask what type of drone he was flying. They didn't check whether a license was even required. And they certainly didn't verify if any law had been broken before rushing to make an arrest. This wasn't law enforcement, it was guesswork. A blatant misuse of police powers driven by assumption rather than fact. They failed to perform even the most basic checks before escalating the situation. And that failure speaks louder than any words ever could.
You don't arrest people first, mate. That you're doing the wrong thing. The law.
You come with me.
Pardon? It wasn't playing, mate.
Come with me.
Jog on, you muppet. Who's got the controller and the phone?
What did you do?
I need that control and the phone because he's got the evidence, mate.
Right, okay.
I proved to you I weren't flying a drone.
You haven't proved it. You was being awkward.
Mate, you said that I was flying a drone.
Controller is. I can't talk. You're shouting.
I have got handcuffs on and they're hurting, mate.
Have you got his controller? Right. We'll take the
So look at that. That's still going as we speak.
Right.
That was from footage before when there was no blocker in the area.
Just search his bag.
Yeah, of course, mate. What was your name, fella?
I'm not telling you my name. I'm not telling you. I'm not obliged to because I'm not committed an offence.
It's only
This moment highlights a subtle but all too common tactic officers use to apply pressure while appearing non-confrontational. The female officer casually asks the auditor for his name. When he rightly declines, explaining that he's under no legal obligation to provide it unless committing an offense, she responds, "I was only asking." But her words are far from innocent. The remark is calculated, designed to paint the auditor as uncooperative simply for asserting his rights, all while maintaining a veneer of politeness. In reality, when a uniformed officer asks for your name during a tense encounter like this, it's rarely just a casual question. It's an implied demand, and it carries weight whether they acknowledge it or not.
He's detained me and I'm in handcuffs now.
I've already told you. Under the Aviation Act, you are committing offence. You're flying a drone near buildings.
Near buildings.
Without a licence, you can't do that.
I've got a licence. I've got a licence. Am I permitted to give you a licence? Because this area isn't exempt from the CAA.
Who is it?
Eh?
Where's the drone?
It's in the bag. Look through the rest of the bag. Not inside the bag, not that bit.
Sorry, guys. Can I just ask you to take a couple of steps back for me? Thank you.
No, it's sorry.
Oh, so now Constable is seeing that my drone's in the bag, as it is. It wasn't flying when he pulled me and put me in handcuffs. So now, this is a wrongful arrest. Am I still being detained, Constable? Please let me know soon, because the longer this goes on, the more you will be a civil court matter. Okay. And I will prosecute you.
That's fine.
Personally. You've detained...
We make complaints to Lancashire Constabulary, mate, by all means do so.
Are you being cocky, Louis?
No, I'm telling you where to make your complaint.
Peace, what's your collar number?
Sergeant 5409.
Sergeant 540. Are you happy with your constable doing what he's done to me?
You'd like to make a complaint?
Are you happy with what your constable's done to me?
Ashley?
Can he let me out of these cuffs now?
When the officer finally searches the auditor's bag and finds the drone inside, it confirms exactly what the auditor had been saying all along: the drone was never in the air. This is a pivotal moment. It completely destroys the basis for the arrest. The accusation had relied on the claim that the auditor was unlawfully flying a drone. But with the drone clearly grounded and secured, that claim falls apart. The evidence is clear: no flight, no danger, no violation. Yet instead of stepping back and acknowledging the mistake, the officer continues as if nothing has changed. But everything has changed. The original grounds for arrest no longer exist. This wasn't enforcement grounded in fact, it was an arrest built entirely on assumption. And now that assumption lies in ruins.
You are committing the offence, okay?
How can I commit offence when I wasn't flying?
Do you want to
At the
listen or shout at
time,
him?
you wouldn't tell me whether you was flying or not.
I wasn't committing offence.
Right? Listen to me. At the time, I suspected you was committing the offence.
No, you said I was committing an offence.
Because you wouldn't tell me you had the drone in the bag.
No, I told you I didn't have it.
No, you didn't.
Mate, you've done an unlawful arrest on me today. What's your collar number?
You can have a call at 8512. Okay? Listen to me. You're now de-arrested because you're not flying the drone. Should you
I tried to tell you I wasn't flying a drone.
Should you that drone take off, you will be arrested.
No, I won't. Okay. No, I won't. If I want to fly that,
CCTV and monitoring.
I want to fly that, this is a legal way I can fly this drone. I've got a license.
The auditor responds exactly as he should: calm, clear, and precise. He explains that he is fully within his rights to fly the drone again, holding a valid license and a complete understanding of the rules. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.